Good morning, everybody. A couple of weeks ago, when I was sharing on one of these devotionals, I was talking about praying and asking God to intervene in our lives and to answer prayers, and saying and trying to encourage you guys to ask for specific things. So I just wanted and felt I should share some of the things that we've been praying for, that we've seen answers to prayer in our Alpha group. So we were praying as part of this. One of our members, her brother, had a blood clot in his leg. I'm talking about her sibling brother. And it disappeared. One of our parents, their daughter, was suffering with nosebleeds, as actually was my Lynn. Quite a few nosebleeds. We prayed about it, and the nosebleeds have stopped. One of our other team asked us to pray because the daughter was very fearful of this coronavirus and what it was going to mean to her. We prayed, and the fear that was stopping her from doing things disappeared, and she's been doing the things that she was scared about doing, and ever since. We heard about a lady who was expecting a baby, and she'd been having some labour pains at about mid-30s, so 34, 35 weeks of pregnancy, and she was concerned about the baby coming early and not being well. So we prayed and asked that the baby would stay in the womb and would go full term, which was the 9th of May, and the baby was born on the 19th of May. We heard about a man who needed an urgent operation. If he didn't have that operation, he was going to die in a matter of days, weeks. But the operation that he needed is not regularly done over here. In fact, it had only been done 10 times before, and 9 of the people had died. Only 1 of the 10 had survived. So he was very fearful. His hope had all gone. But we prayed that God would be with him, prayed that the God would be with the surgeon and guide his hand and give him knowledge and inspiration. He had the operation, he survived, he's home and he's recuperating. We prayed for another lady who had basically, she was in final stages almost of cancer. Certainly there was not a lot of hope left in her situation. She was having chemotherapy, but it was a last gasp and not really expected to do anything. She went to the oncologist, and the lumps have gone. The cancer has gone. All answers to prayer for specific things that we have been praying about since the lockdown. So in the last 9 weeks, all those prayers have been answered. There are other prayers that we're still praying for. We're still waiting to see God answer prayers. But there are prayers that are going on that God is answering in those things. We're also praying for quite a few people to hear about the kingdom and to come into the kingdom. And one thing that I was reminded of even this morning was the verse in Psalm 23 verse 5. There's a little section in there which talks about my cup runneth over, or my cup overflows, dependent on which translation you're using. And one particular person that we know, she's a Christian. She's been listening to our services. She's been listening to the devotionals. and she's been participating in life group with Zoom, and her husband and mother-in-law have, who both don't know God yet, have overheard that as her cup has overflowed, it's gone to them, and they've started talking and responding and asking things in ways that we wouldn't know. So all of you guys out there who've got non-Christian partners in your household, non-Christian family members in your household, not Christians yet, pray that as your cup runneth over, it will run over to them, and they too will just start to inquire and want to know more and more, and it will lead to their salvation. So those were just a few thoughts I wanted to share. Ask and it will be given to you. Ask God, pray about things, and you too see prayers that you put before the Lord being answered, and let it encourage your faith, and share them with us. Contact Damien or David Smith or Faye or Sam or myself or your life group leader, and share your testimony with them. And maybe you can share the testimony in a video, and Damien can share it on either the